Hello, my name is Eric Richardson. I was one of the level designers for Into the Mind, and I will be going through the level design process I went through when creating these levels. So as you can see, this is cave level 2 within the game, and it's, a little boring, kind of empty, but the first step was kind of blocking out the level and getting the critical path for the player to go along, hidden paths within the level that the player, might find hidden secrets with, just kind of getting that all blocked out. And then the next step, as you can see, I will add in the enemies and kind of add those guys in here. Now it gets a little livelier within the scene. And you start, we put the enemies within certain areas, kind of play tested, balancing, checking to see if it worked, if it was fun, and that whole process. And so once we got that put through, the next step was kind of adding some more fun into the game. So then we added resources, and these allow the player to upgrade weapons, buy more ammo, collect new weapons, as you can see here. So then we kind of place those throughout the levels, and so now we got a little more going on in the stage. After that step, we kind of went to pretty up the level now, so we added assets in here, as you can see. And the kind of cool trick that we did with Unity is we use the ordering layers. So some assets will go behind the players, some will go in front to kind of fake that depth. Because since it is a 2D game, we wanted to fake kind of a 3D illusion going on. And then after that step, we added minerals in so the player can collect these and mine them and buy more resources, just to kind of break up, the combat and all that, so the player has something else to do within the game, not just shooting and running the whole time. And then the next step, let's see, what do we got here left? Oh, was adding. This is a cool little feature we added in, was destructible objects. As you can see here, they're special objects within the game that you can destroy and get resources from that help upgrade weapons or get new grenades to make the gameplay a little bit easier. So that was kind of the level breakdown, and as I go through, I'll play through this level and show you kind of some of the things, insider scoop of what was going on while making this game. This game actually took about a year. I have been working with the team for about 9 months. I did about half the levels within the game. So one of the first things that kind of pops up at the beginning of the level is this store. And we kind of wanted to place these. The thought process behind was, you want the player to be able to upgrade right at the beginning, at least, so they don't have to go and search and try to find these places. But also they were placed strategically, right before a boss or a mid-boss, etc. So, that was kind of the thought process behind this. And so as you can see here, there's assets that are kind of blocking my way, and I had to place these here and then put a collider, stopping the player from progressing off into Neverland over there. But, so we have platforming. It's a 2D platformer with shooting. And so, like, the minerals you see here, these are kind of thoughtfully placed, collect some minerals in the beginning. And these are where I was talking about the destructible items. You can destroy these and grenades pop out. So these are all kind of placed after, building out the level, placing the enemies, getting all that balancing down, making sure that all feels right. Those were kind of placed after, and then, making it prettier with these assets, like I was saying earlier. The miner runs in front of these, and there will be certain assets where they're placed in front of him to kind of fake that 3D depth of illusion, in space. So this is one area that I helped create with, the walls coming down and blocking the player from being able to progress, so he can't just run through the level. He actually has to defeat all the enemies within that area, and then the walls, reopen, and then you're allowed to progress through the level. There's a hidden area up here, you get to mine crystals and stuff like that. And then there's more assets placed throughout the level kind of go on here. Also, you can see these camera waypoints that we placed. And these are all kind of thoughtfully placed. So when I enter this area, I wanted the camera just to focus on here so the player can focus on the battle. And so when they exit out of here, the camera starts following the player again. things like that. And because the enemies are so close here, we didn't need camera waypoints. Another cool feature we had was these destructible walls that kind of lead to hidden areas. And then exactly what I was saying, placing resources here. So giving the player, some kind of reward for exploring the level and wasting, their dynamite to get through these walls. So you go here and, more enemies. These guys are they'll chase you and explode on you if you're not careful. Let's see if I can get by without hurting them. There's a little trick right there. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but there's hidden areas like that, things that are off the beaten path. The player does not have to go those ways. I'm sorry, but it's just optional for the player to find these hidden areas to want them to replay the level. So this is one of the areas I was kind of talking about where assets go in front of the player and behind them. So as you can see, the barrels go in front and the boxes are going behind. And that was all done in the level design creation. The ordering layers, we had to decide what would look good in front of the player and what would look behind them, and desaturating the color a little bit to kind of make it feel like it was in the background, etc. So, another little hidden area with extra minerals there for the player to pick up. A lot of it had to do with balancing also with these levels. So, and this is a cool little area that I want to show off. These spikes actually do damage when you get in them. You can see there. And you can run through them, taking damage type thing. And that was kind of a cool, using the assets to go in front and behind the player. Planned these out, had to put the colliders on them, put the, the triggers and all that good stuff. Here's a checkpoint right here. And like I was saying earlier, we placed, the stores right before getting to a boss. As you can see right here is the boss entrance, and kind of wanted to focus in on this. This is a camera waypoint again that we another tool that we use to help better the game experience. But so going through here, I placed these assets, took them from the artist, cut up the sprite sheets, placed the assets, try to make it look like a scene, like it was telling a story. Place certain things, place the enemies where they would be at, so the player, is just not running through, not doing anything, and hopefully having fun. So we, there's destructible walls here. There's another little hidden area. You get a chest. These, were all kind of placed thinking, okay, these are, used to upgrade my weapons, minerals to buy ammo, etc. So here's another example of the cave-in, is what I called them. And I helped program this. Basically, once the player enters this area, it checks to see how many enemies are within this area, and then it puts this invisible wall, or the blocking wall here. And the player has to destroy all the enemies within there before he can progress. So it kind of helps break up, just constantly running through, and you actually have to progress a certain area and then go on from there. Hopefully makes it feel like more like a game. So yeah, there's certain things that we placed, minerals. Other things I did was kind of balancing in the game. Took a lot of game design also within this game. Basically, like when I first joined the team, this miner, he used to be able to dash almost 2 full screens. And then, kind of after playtesting it for a while and talking with the programmer, we got it down to, it's more of a controlled dash. You can anticipate where you're going to stop at. And other things, kind of help balancing out was with, or fixing was the shaders, basically having everything affected by light, because that was one big feature they wanted in the game. Was, the miner has this light source, as you can see in the top right here. My battery's about to die. But once it's dead, you'll start taking damage. And it's supposed to be kind of like, the monsters come out and do damage to you type thing. But so as you can see here now, it just went completely dark. And this was all programmed in. But, yeah, so one of the things I had to take in mind was this level, or, this functionality too. Placing certain charge points within a distance, making it fair for the player and fun. Not too hard, but challenging, and certain things like that. So, yeah, that's kind of one the thought process going behind making Into the Mind. Well, thank you so much.